I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all. I'm blickety black, blacker than black, black, I'm blacker than black, yo, because I'm black and I'm back. Yo, I'm black and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blickety black, 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 I'm black, 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 y'all, and I'm black, y'all. And I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, cause I'm black.
Why do they call you Action anyway?
Have to catch a cab. Now I got you.
He's a cop who carries no weapon.
This Jackson is so vicious, we don't even let him have a gun.
Yeah! He's a maverick who answers to no one.
You might pull that boy's arm off.
He had a spare.
He's a man who's no talk.
I bet I can make you change your mind.
And all action.
How do you like your ribs?
The indefatigable Action Jackson.
The one big fella.
Some action.
You haven't learned your lesson? Teach me.
You sure could teach Mr. T a thing or two.
So allow me to lay my healing hands upon you. What do you want from me?
I want you to die.
1, 2, 3.
Yubby-dubby-doo. When it calls for action, he's the one to call.
If I was to hit you again, you'd probably slam my little body right through that wall. I was thinking about it.
Carl Weathers is Action Jackson, and action is on the way.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. Perfect.
Everybody, it's Black History Month, and you know what time that means at 3 Black Geeks. Are we going to give you 4 movies you didn't ask for like last year? Because I got to be honest with you, a lot of y'all motherfuckers are taking Lawrence, I get it, and make that a lot of good movies that y'all like. Fuck all that. We back to what we are good at on 3 Black Geeks, and that's doing action. In particular, 80s action. And for the love of God, this has escaped us. For whatever reason, this movie will always get on our list, and we will always skip it. And that is Action Jackson. And God fucking damn it, we're not doing it. We're going down this fucking movie, yo. We're doing it.
Our second Craig R. Baxley movie, because our first one, the Stone Cold. Oh yeah.
Real?
Yeah, yep. I was just about to say that. Like, yo, didn't this movie CJ? Did you not get Stone Cold vibes from this early? I'm sorry, late.
I did.
Actually,
I did.
And it makes
I'm
sense.
sorry.
I'm sorry.
Hold on. I phrased that wrong. Did you not get late '80s Stone Cold vibes?
But here's the thing, though. This was his directorial debut.
Would you believe it if anybody, like, matter of fact, would anybody think otherwise if he said that Stone Cold was the sequel to Action Jackson?
I mean, I can. If they were in the same apartment, maybe.
That wouldn't surprise me. The only reason why is because all cop movies between 1985 and 1995 all mirror each other. So
yeah, and I mean, Craig R. Baxley, he's a guy that has like damn near any action movie in the 80s that you can think of. To be quite honest and stuff. I mean, like I said, we mentioned the whole thing with this Stone Cold. He's also a stunt director too as well, so that ties into how he's been able. Because I mean, today he's still out here working. Well, no, he actually stopped. My bad. I'm tripping. But yeah.
See, I was ready for you. Like, what?
I was about to say, 'cause I saw, you know what it was? I saw Predator, and I was thinking, oh, he was on a new one. I was like, oh no, that was the '87 movie. All right.
So he has a lot of. If you notice that right there, there's a lot of people that are in the same
Stunts
fucking
on Roots.
like.
Holy shit, that's Black history as fuck.
Yo,
Stunts on Roots.
I'm sorry, he did the what?
He did stunts on Roots.
What? Wait, black people getting beaten? O.J. Simpson running down fucking. O.J. Simpson
Hey, I ain't
chasing.
gonna lie, man. As a kid that didn't really get the full, like, I knew Roots was about slavery, but just like as a kid, you see O.J. Simpson running down fucking the dude from Reading Rainbow. As a kid, you're like, holy shit, this is awesome, you know, and then he gets killed off screen. It's like, fuck, he got serious.
No, you said it wrong. And then Kunta gets on that boat.
No, right? Yo, before we continue, though, that was a moment where it's like, oh crap, it got serious now. Damn.
Now, see, here's the funny thing, Chris. You're mentioning the director. We're not mentioning the best person that had to do with this film being made. His name is Joel Silver.
Oh yes, he did.
Silver is the fucking producer of this, and this is when Silver Films was still a shit. This nigga, Silver Pictures was still doing it at that time, man.
Yeah, I have to say, Joel Silver, God bless him, man. That man managed to make every 80s movies. We talked about him with Lethal Weapon, the Matrix movies, the Die Hard movies, even the Predator movies. Man, has touched everything.
I keep on trying to tell. I want everybody that are listening to us to fucking know that this is like for real. Like, all honesty, Joel Silver has done a lot of tremendous work in filmmaking. Okay? He really has, just being a producer and putting out these movies. These are fucking hits he's putting out too, man. A lot of these, they're going to be hit and miss and all that shit, but he puts out a lot of fucking hits, man.
This movie has a stacked cast. Like, I said it before. I said this on Twitter. And the fact that when you look at this cast, it's a bunch of people that have been in every other movies. Our boy Al Leong is in this movie. He talked about plenty of movies where he's there. He's the fucking Mr. I got the damn Crunch Bar in Die Hard and shit. Like, he was looking at that Crunch Bar hard.
Man,
actually, that was a Snickers, but I'll go with you on Crunch.
Yeah, either which way. He was looking at that candy bar hard, like, I guess I gotta get one, kill myself a John McClane, so, you know.
And just what really goes through your mind is that when you see the credits, it's like Carl Weathers, fucking right, Apollo Creed, Craig T. Nelson, you're like, he's obviously the bad guy, Vanity, and if you're born before 1979, that means something to you. Sharon Stone, really? Bill Duke, you spoil me. Robert Davi, get the fuck out of here.
Dennis Hayden.
Yes, motherfucking God. Biff
Tannen
is in the goddamn movie.
Woo.
Yo.
You already said Robert Davi, right?
Yeah, I said Robert Davi. Like,
and then there was one more. There was also one more. Black guy with that immaculate ass perm from Commando.
Bob Miner?
Yep.
Bob
That's
Miner.
his name?
Yep, Bob Miner. And our boy, Edo Ross.
No. You didn't even, like you did somebody, thank you for that. But you're somebody you did fucking forget. He didn't say that much, but it was okay he didn't say that much because that Jerry Curl told us everything we need to know. Hi, Miguel Nunez. How you doing?
Oh, wait. We got one more. Late entry. He pops in the movie for a hot second, but I know it's him because he's always playing those roles the same way he always played in the late 80s. Our boy Argyle was in this movie.
Man.
This movie is insane with the people.
And the sidekick from fucking Renegade, what was it? Abercrombie Richmond. He's a Native American.
Yeah, he was.
That guy. That guy has been. Now, that's kind of funny. I've been trying to make sure I say that. Now, what was his name again? Because I keep on fucking his name.
He was in. Side note, he was in Hard to Kill. He fought Steven Seagal. Abercrombie Richmond.
He's a purebred Native American, so he's amazing. He's a stunt man, all the rest of this shit. He really needs to have it. I'm surprised that he doesn't really have a legacy in Hollywood like he should.
Decently works.
He was in everything in the 80s and 90s, man, when it came to action movies. Hell, he's in one of my favorite directed VHS movies, Caged, with Lou Ferrigno and Red Brown. He's in that movie doing the typical Mexican gangster leader of the gangsters, and motherfucker Red Brown set his ass on fire. Dude, it was all, I know it sounds fucked up, but it was an awesome scene because he went out like a G. And Red Brown said, "No, I'm Red Brown," and lit that nigga on fire.
You know what? I'll say this too. Whenever I'm always happy whenever he played somebody that was like a good guy and stuff, because I felt like he was stuck at one point in the 80s as always the henchman.
And let's just be real. It's because he's first off, he's brown, and he could be either Spanish, Pacific Islander,
like
or
Diamond Phillips, basically,
whatever like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He could play whatever. So, and let's just be real. Usually in those situations, you play a bad guy. Just because of what it is. Come on. We already said that nigga was a commando. You know he was a bad guy in Commando. A bad guy here. He was a bad guy in that one episode of like, I don't know, like fucking
Hunter.
MacGyver or some shit. I don't know.
That's a bad guy. He was a bad guy in MacGyver. That's the funny part about
Get the fuck out of here. I was just playing.
No, come on, man. You know all these people make the rounds on TV in some way, shape, or form. Come on now.
Oh, man. Oh my gosh, man. But yeah, but you're right, man. Oh, I'm just looking at his thing. He was in Batman Returns as terrifying clown number 1.
Yeah, he's the one that he was the one that Batman put the bomb on.
No, I don't think.
No. He's the one that he cut. No, man, did he take the sword out?
It doesn't matter. Batman killed a bunch of people that time.
Yeah, I mean, but either way, like Action Jackson, it was weird because Carl Weathers was quoted. I think somebody asked him recently about that, and what ended up happening was with this movie is, despite it making its money, right? It made like close to
its money. Bro,
it made $30 million.
Yeah.
And the thing of it is, was they were thinking a franchise, which I could see a franchise with it to an extent, maybe 3 movies tops and stuff. But like apparently Sony actually had sold the rights to this film, and they sold it to Warner Brothers, and Warner Brothers sat on that shit and not a damn thing.
Wow,
sounds about right.
It sounds about right, but that sounds like, you know what that also sounds like? Like they bought the rights to it. It's like, you're going to do something with it? Dude, it's 95. Carl Weathers ain't got no more muscles.
I mean, it's a shame because it's like you would think you would strike while the iron, especially since we're talking about the 80s and Golden Globes was just pulling out movies left and fucking right.
And you would think they would mainly because this, like I said, this was during that gold rush of doing action movies like that. Like, sort of like now when it comes to comic book movies, you have that little dumbass action movie where, I don't know, a basketball hits somebody's car and blows up. So you think this would
our boy Chuck Broxton had like 16 bajillion movies in the fucking 80s and stuff, so it's like, why not?
Yeah, but you know what? I think that's the other thing. That's the reason why CGI is overused so much, because we blew up so many cars in the fucking 80s.
God, so many fucking Bonnevilles and shit. It's like, oh, come on.
Like, you guys sit there, you're a movie executive. He's like, that didn't cost you how much that cost you? Millions. Millions. You do not understand. Even if you were a low budget, and this is actually true what I'm about to say. Even when you were a low budget movie in the fucking 90s, you could blow up a fucking station wagon like nothing. Like, yo,
now
they're like studios with cars so quickly, man.
Yeah, and so the basis around Action Jackson is Action Jackson. He is such a fucking tall tale in the police force. This guy almost fucking the son of a
Detroit millionaire car maker.
Your car maker almost rips his son's arm off the fact that he was investigating him. I think his son was about to rape somebody or something.
Yeah, it was all a rape charge.
Yeah, rape
Chris,
charge.
Let's be honest, Chris. It's the 80s. He tried to rape somebody. And he's rich. He tried to rape somebody. And he's white. He really tried to rape somebody.
The fact that his father had such a high position at his job, white privilege make his wallet like a get out of jail free card.
Man, look, let me tell you something. Craig T. Nelson is underrated as a villain. He did this in Turner and Hooch.
Craig T. Nelson to me is just underrated in general. I'm not saying that, but he's one of those guys that had the luxury of being able to do movies and then turning around to do television during a time where a lot of guys couldn't do that shit. You know what I mean?
Hey guys,
so Craig T. Nelson is kind of underrated, period, to me.
I give Craig T. Nelson one thing. Craig T. Nelson gave us an awesome 1988 Geese Howard.
Man, listen.
All right, you want to know the truth? No. He is one of the worst fully financed white guys that knows basic karate.
Whoa. How is he the worst bad guy? Worst white billionaire?
No. When I say fully financed white guy, what comes to my head is that not only do I have these millions of dollars, he's one of the worst because I have all this money and I can do kung fu. And then when it comes down to kung fu, you know it ain't gonna last long because it's like, no, I can't believe that Craig T. Nelson is just front kicking the shit out of Carl Weathers and winning. That doesn't work with me. So, unfortunately, because his fighting was so shit, I have to rank him lower than what he probably is. But he plays slimy, rich white guy very well. Let's just be honest, all right?
We're gonna jump all around about this movie because the movie goes by pretty quick. To be honest, I watched it. I was like, we're already near the end of the movie. All right, cool.
I watched this at work, man. The beginning of the day, I had nothing to really do, so I had this shit playing. I was just watching it. Yeah, you're right. You go through it really quick.
Now here's the thing.
All you really need to know is this, ladies and gentlemen. What happens is that Carl Weathers playing Jericho Jackson, and might I add, just saying that right there, Jericho Jackson, somewhere, the person didn't hear it, but their penis became hard.
Yeah, the legend of Jericho Jackson is
Jericho Jackson. Think of Shaft if Shaft could knock the shit out of somebody, and I just got for real. Carl Weathers is in tremendous shape. This is still Carl Weathers in the prime of his career.
Yeah, this is after Predator.
Yeah, dude, this was like I want to say this was about a good 7 or 8.
2 years after Predator.
No,
right?
this is a year. This is 1 year after.
Oh, okay.
1 year after Predator, this movie comes out. Right?
Yeah.
And this wasn't just 1 year after Predator for Carl. This was like 1 year after for about a good 7 people that was in Predator.
I mean, and the thing of it is, it's like his legend is so like high on this police stuff to the extent to where it's like, you know, we see Biff Tannen and the other black dude that's in a lot of TV shows. I forgot his name. They pick up this guy that was trying to pickpocket his lady, and shenanigans ensues in the police station. He gets away and he gets in front of fucking Jericho Jackson's desk and he faints.
Dude that tried to snatch that purse from the chick and got the brakes beaten off of him with a purse. God, it reminds me of another podcast that we just shout outs to Jason's lyric. Anyway, when he meets the man, the myth, the legend of Action Jackson, first of all, that wasn't just any old purse snatcher. That I do believe that was time skip Tyron Turner.
That was not Tyron Turner.
No, it wasn't him, but I mean that was a time skip version of him.
There, that's where Tyron went the whole time.
You win points for that. That's actually.
Yeah, so he
think about it. He had that Tyron Turner face throughout the whole time he appears in the movie.
You know, open mouth. I don't think I like this shit.
Yeah, open mouth, scared shit. You know you done fucked up right. Tyron Turner face.
Yo, every time Carl, do you see? It's so funny because when he lands in front of his desk, he just looks up and grabs the little desk on the mantle and said, "Sergeant Jackson." He was like, and his hands up, and you see Carl Weathers looking like Carl Weathers. And I swear to God, Carl Weathers is that type of black man. Every time he smiles, you can hear his mustache.
You can hear his mustache.
Carl Weathers always looked like that one dad that you always knew in the neighborhood that was just perfect in every way. You're like, God damn it, why is he so perfect?
Yeah. Carl Weathers did have that look of like, well, I'm sure these black men get to work.
Like, he's the one that's like, he's head of the fucking Little League baseball team and shit, you know, just he's involved in the community in every single way.
You know what I mean? Oh, yeah. Speaking of man, the myth, the legend, we are one of the greatest black men ever. And I swear to God, Lord Jesus, let him drop in front of us when we go to San Diego this year. The man, the myth, the real fucking legend of this movie, Bill Duke.
Can I point out the fact that the police captain that the police sergeant, well, not sergeant,
he was the captain.
The chief. The police chief, whatever. He plays the same thing as he plays in Black Lightning as the head of that fucking organization for gangs. The same fucking way.
Just a black man, not tired of his job, but knows that his job takes time, and he has this look on his face like, don't waste my
and he
time.
Doesn't, yeah, and you know what I love? It's a breath of fresh air. He's not the typical 80s police captain that yells. He's just he was calm, but he didn't yell.
Yes, he was, for one main reason. Eris likes to call this, I'm sorry, what is this movie? Like, I'm sorry, you're showing me everything about the but what is that character about? God damn it, Jackson. If I had your credentials, I would. He goes through the list of shit that obviously he already knows.
Action Jackson is Captain America. He's Captain America. This man has a fucking gold. Only thing that was missing was got a gold medal in the Olympics. Only thing that was missing. This
motherfucker has he said, you got a law degree from Harvard. Hell, if I had a law degree from Harvard, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be a police officer. And the only thing that was missing was not only top of that, you climb up buildings in the middle of the night as Batman and stop criminals. I think that's an excellent thing also. I also think it was very excellent when things got really hairy here in Detroit in the 8 Mile. You took out your flute and played it, and then the Megazord came out. I thought that was really amazing.
It was wild, man. It was crazy.
I thought it was wild. I couldn't believe that happened. You know what, Jackson? That cost the city millions, but I was fine with it. But then you crossed the line. You cured cancer and then touched that white boy. Why'd you do it?
I mean, let's be real about this, D. He did touch a white boy. He did touch a white boy.
Now you did all of this. And you just had to go. Look, you just had to go and have this happen to yourself. Look. First of all, that white boy took away my stripes. Look. First of all, that wasn't the white boy that did that. You did that.
Yo,
see, that's why everybody calls you
on his ass.
Like that's the reason why. That's the reason why everybody calls you Action. Now, on top of all that, you ghosting us, motherfucker. Now I don't care who you are when you out there running the streets and shit, but in here, you do that shit one more, I'll bleed you real quiet on your desk and leave you there. Got that?
I'll tell you what, hey, Harris, that being said, 4 years early when that happened, Jackson sits in front of him. You know you fucked up, right?
You know you fucked up, right? Like you know you fucked up.
I like
right?
this. I like. You know what though? I like to think that their characters from Predator reincarnated as those characters. They just went to a different dimension.
You know that's exactly what it is.
But they died. We cannot connect the movies, guys.
I'm just saying, they just went to a different dimension. Like they went DBZ. They went Ocean Dub DBZ rules.
Like first of all, Bill Duke's character, yeah, he got his ass whooped by Schwarzenegger. He didn't die. He did not die. He played possum until Arnold got out. He sat back and watched those white people fuck in that hotel room. Then on top of that, as far as Carl Weathers is concerned, he didn't get his neck snapped. He did go through years, and he had to go through a good number of months worth of physical therapy. And yeah, he's still good. He just got the fuck out of Philadelphia.
I mean, I gotta be honest with you. I think
he left the Rocky movies.
Wait! No, stop.
He left the Rocky. What?
Are you trying to tell me that somehow, with all of his riches, and that will explain what happened in Creed,
his wife did divorce him?
Now Apollo Creed secretly played possum and made sure that he got the fuck out of Philadelphia after he got all of the bricks beat off of him by Drago. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
That is exactly what I'm trying to tell you.
It's a weak thread. I want to go with that one, but it's a weak thread.
See, I was going to sit there and say that. That eventually.
Bills make sense. Hold on. Bills make sense, but it's a weak thread. I
was going to sit there and say that he was he ended up helping Adam Sandler become a golfer, and he lost his arm to an alligator.
Okay, that's time skipping. At that point, it's time skipping. Yeah, it's totally time skipping. Now, hold on. We can make this. Wait, D, hold on a second. We can also make this connection. We could say, because this is in Detroit, this was the shit that Axel Foley missed out on while he was out in Beverly Hills.
Right. Good one. Sense, and I'm for that. The Action Jackson and Beverly Hills Cop happened in the same universe.
Hey, it's the Joel Silver universe.
That I like. Wait, but I'm sorry, what?
It is the Joel Silver universe.
Yeah, they're both from Joel Silver movies. And on top of that, the nigga's in Detroit, which is where Axel Foley is from. See, I've always believed that they should do a Beverly Hills Cop movie. If they did part 4, they should have part of it take place in Detroit and the other part take place in California.
I mean, if it was made now, go ahead.
Now the good question is, how do we connect Beverly Hills Cop, Action Jackson, and RoboCop? How do we connect all three?
Well, they heard about a legend. Hold on. You want to know? You want to know something? See, even though man, I got one. I got one. Okay, his last partner. Action Jackson had a partner previously, but he's not there anymore, right? Partner got transferred to a precinct in Detroit. You want to know his partner's name? Alex Murphy.
But it all happened in Detroit, though. Wait a minute, is that Future Detroit?
Yeah, it was Future Detroit.
Yeah, that was Future Detroit. Fuck, never mind.
Either which way. So here's the thing.
Whatever, we're spending way too much time on this.
But what I'm saying is this. So Action has all these things happening and stuff. The thing you have to point out here, too, is that if you talk about Sharon Stone, you have to talk about Vanity.
No, we don't.
Do we?
Vanity to me, I've been trying to find a comparison of her today. Vanity is a mystery. Like, honestly, I don't understand how she was a thing, but I know why she was a thing. It's amazing with Vanity, man. Her whole life is just like, what?
I mean, it's troubled when it got down to it, and granted, thank God, born again Christian and all that stuff, which was Pat Robinson.
Hold on. How that's far-fetched?
I didn't say far-fetched. I was like, that's kind of interesting how that happened with her. That's all.
What are you talking about? Prince, the freak of the year, was super Christian.
I thought Jehovah's Witness, yeah, it's the same.
No, he was super Christian. Look, Jehovah's Witness is nothing but Christian turned up to 100. Okay,
but she is a kind of an anomaly, like you said. She was a thing, but then again, it's the '80s. Everybody's a thing. I just
I'm not saying that she couldn't be, because come on, Tiffany was a thing in the '80s. Okay, so have her own thing. Look, if you think she was weird, Apollonia is even weirder in my book.
Well, she got big, to be fair. I mean, Apollonia. Well, no, Apollonia got big because of Purple Rain, personally. So
Either way, Vanity was just one of those was the light-skinned girl that everybody wanted to be with. Kind of like a Leo or Drake.
Damn. But here's the thing. Here's the shitty part about it. I felt this movie was one of those on Art Imitating Life, because Vanity actually did drugs in real life, and she plays a singer that's actually on drugs.
And Chris, you know how easy that was in the 80s?
God,
it felt, in hindsight though, it feels so lazy though. It's like, okay.
It feels so lazy. Nigga, it's Detroit. Either she's doing drugs or she's working with the Italian mob in Detroit. It's one of the two, Eric, Chris. Come on now.
I know, but it was just kind of like, I'm not knocking it. It's just funny to me. That's all. I was like, that's a bit on the nose. But all right.
Now, the main plot really circles around the fact that Craig T. Nelson plays Mr. Now that was a last name. What was that last name?
Delaplane.
Delaplane. And he makes and he's a car maker. He's a car manufacturer out in Detroit. He swallowed some unions up. He was a part of the union one time. Basically, he's trying to take over the union to do evil union things so he could become richer, yada, yada, yada. And basically, he wants to have power. And I liked how he said that to Jackson. Jackson said, so what, you want to be president? He was like, nah, dog. You going a little bit too high, but yeah.
I respect a jib on that aiming high thing, son.
But he was like, nah, man, there's real power in having control over the unions, because it is actually true. One of the unions out there in Detroit, actually, the car manufacturing unions out in Detroit got Jimmy to become president. Actually, because of them, that helped him become the president. And that's true. That level of power is intoxicating to people in his line of work. So he just want to take over and be me. And it's just funny to me how every time you have a white guy like this that's trying to take over shit in movies like this, he has goons. And these goons are like almost top of the line. From the beginning of the movie, you see a guy take a grenade to the chest and go flying out of a window.
Our boy Ed O'Brien takes a fucking grenade to the chest, dog.
Can I point out that was probably one of my favorite. Like, this has to be like my favorite set of hired goons ever, because these guys, they're not just hired goons, these are hired ninjas.
Man, listen, how do these big motherfuckers walking around like they're fucking ninjas? One dude look like he is not coordinated like shit, and somehow he sneaks by these people.
And you got one guy who is not Delroy Lindo, who is a fucking monster, but when he shows up as UPS driver, it's like, so nobody knows.
Hey, you know the fucked up part is he's even with what he had on, he was still in UPS rigs. He just had a mustache, no beard or nothing. That's the fucked up.
Mustache, glasses look mad.
Glasses look
like
mad. No.
Hold
on. You want to know the giveaway? His no bullshit attitude and the fact that he had that damn toothpick out of the side of his mouth, just being serious.
Yeah.
And also, much like and guys, spark plugs on a car, your gap has to be perfect. His gap was perfect to be a villain. So I don't know.
But also, like you said, D, not Delroy Lindo, not the big black guy who actually threw hands on Batman in the Tim Burton in the '89. Not him either.
No, you mean Native American, because the big black guy was fucking Michael Clark Duncan's distant, brown cousin.
You're right, but still, he put hands on Batman.
Yo, his hired goons were like, one of the best moves that the hired goons did was they snuck into this houseboat. And like what you said again, ninjas. These niggas were ninjas, man. They went into the houseboat. They handcuffed this nigga to a briefcase, and they got the fuck out of there. And the second he opened up the briefcase, because it's a movie, it was already on 10, 9. My man shakes the briefcase twice. Turns around, yeah.
That death face.
He yelled so hard he went cross-eyed and kaboom. And it's one of the most spectacular explosions in this movie. Oh my god! These niggas was thorough, man. And then Action Jackson showed up.
You know what I really liked about that was the fact that he had he screamed so long that the bad guys were already about they're already 50 yards away from the boat, sitting perfectly on that little ass boat getting away.
And that's why I laughed about that. I'm like, yo, they out far as shit. Nigga, is that a rowboat? How did y'all get that far?
That doesn't make any sense going on here.
They had a row.
It's a Joel Silver movie. Look, dude, it's Joel Silver.
They weren't even on a rowboat. They was on the smallest. They was on the smallest 80s power boat with like the world's most silent engine.
Yo, man, and yet like in Vice City, it had a radio on there with perfect FM radio.
Hey, but you know what was also popping though was the fact that you had action at one point when he's fighting on yes dude. He literally okay, and again, the movie is showcasing how awesome, fantastic Action Jackson is, right? At one point, he jumps on top
without a gun.
Yeah, all without a gun. Jumps on top of the car, and the horrible fucking blue screen you will ever fucking see in the 80s, but it's 80s, why not? Flies the car, tells the guy, come on, I'm a man, won't you come out here? Dude.
No. Now hold up. Before you get to that part, before you get to that fucking cum shot, my nigga, right before how he got on top of the fucking car was amazing, because Jackson not only jumps, but he jumps over a car onto a speeding taxi to get on top. He lands on it perfectly. Like, yo, get the fuck out of here, man. I know Carl Weathers is a fucking monster, but I'm gonna be very real. I don't think he can dunk a basketball. You got this mother. Like, come on, yo. That was funny. And like you said, because finally, and I don't understand why it takes bad guys so long to hit the brake when somebody's on top of their car. But to give your boy credit, he took out his gun, started shooting up at the roof, which still got me because he shot directly under and Jackson didn't get hit.
Oh my god,
He did. There was a lot of that.
And finally, like you said, he hits the brake, he falls off the front, and Carl Weathers, because Carl Weathers is a G, come and get me, be a man, come on. My man said, fuck that shit. He hits the fucking gas, comes directly at motherfucking Jackson. Jackson then leaps, standing tall
on the wings of my dreams.
This front flips over the car. I throw the phone on the ground and walk away. Oh my god.
D. Joe Button walked off immediately like, what the fuck?
No, I straight up, I Joe Button walked away, nigga, like, fuck this. Y'all, like, what's the point? That is,
again,
that
I know the movie wants to show us how fantastic he is, and like, oh, he was athletic. I'm like, really?
Can I really say for the record that this has to be one of the most deliciously 80s movies ever produced?
Yes, it is. Yes.
I mean, it is so good that it's like this movie is so good it has to be fattening.
It has to be. Look, because there's one thing I have to say. Because I'm pretty sure we're going to get invited this year, like we was last year. Rotten Tomatoes gave this a 6%. This is why I don't want 3 Black Geeks' name on Rotten Tomatoes. Serious? How did this get a 6%? Are you fucking high?
I ain't gonna lie to you, man. If this movie came out now, everybody would have ate this shit up. Just because.
First of all, this movie came out now. That shit went straight to Netflix.
No. I'm saying if it got a chance at theaters, we as black folks would have ate this shit up. I ain't gonna fucking lie.
Without a doubt.
Eat it up. Because I'm pretty sure black folk ate it up when it came out in the 80s, man.
Hey,
I'm pretty sure we
ate
ate it up.
Almost $30 million. You goddamn right it was. It did.
I'm gonna go and I'm gonna
a black lead with fucking Vanity. Nigga, I'm pretty sure I can say that with confidence we came out for this movie, man.
I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there. I'm gonna go ahead and jump ahead real quick and just let it be known that even though the movie wasn't a smash in the US, it still, it made its money back. This movie was huge in Germany.
Really?
It was.
I believe it.
He even said it himself. He said, "Hey, this movie was a smash in Germany. People loved it over there."
I mean, this shit made $45 million on the home movie video market. That's nuts.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
If I'm not mistaken, theatrically it did what, 20 million?
27 million.
And
hold on. Off of what? A $7 million budget?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, the sad part about this is that they barely show this on television.
You're lucky.
Actually,
you're lucky.
You're lucky if they show it like for 1 month or so. You know what I mean? And that's after like 3 years of not showing it.
You're lucky if you put it this way. You'll see it on Spike TV.
At the
very least.
At the very least, you'll see it on like a Spike TV, a Pop TV, or one of the other ones I can't even name right now. You'll see it on it. You know what's amazing? They will, this is why I don't like the El Rey network. They'll show Dusk Till Dawn 50,000 times. They won't show this.
It's in the name, D. El Rey. It's Hispanic as shit. You know.
Hey Chris, look at me. Quit being racist.
I'm not being racist. I'm just telling the truth.
I like how you said it. Hey, D. Hey, D. It's in the name. All right. You know, Ray, that's beer talking. You ask me.
That's like asking BET to show fucking From Dusk Till Dawn because there's one black person in it. Come on, that's not gonna happen.
Okay, you know what? I agree with that, Chris. But they Predator all the time too.
Hey, that was a black majority. Hey! It's the McDuffie rule. God damn it! It's the McDuffie rule. There were 2 black people in the movie, ergo, it's a black movie. All right?
No. I'm talking about El Rey. El Rey plays Predator all the time. Where are the Spanish people at that movie?
Billy.
Even though Billy is more Native American in that movie than anything else.
Billy and the Guatemalan chick.
Chris.
See,
you hurt me. Chris just hurt me. He just hurt me.
Wait,
wow.
Wait a minute. Hey, Chris, can I say, as much as I want to agree with you on that, I think they only play it. The reason why they play Predator so much, location.
Remember, it's in the very, very real and very, very popular Verde.
Well, no, they filmed it in Guatemala.
Yeah.
Well,
they filmed it in Mexico.
But look. I'm surprised they just don't show Action Jackson enough. It really, you know what? If anybody, once again, you said it, Chris. BET should be playing this, but I know BET gonna play.
Whatever deal Warner Brothers has for the movie, that's the other two.
Yeah, that's another, and that's a big thing too. That's actually a real big thing too. You also, because a lot we talk about that a lot. When it comes to these movie houses letting their shit out, if they want this movie to be, et cetera, et cetera. That it was kind of funny. I was talking to Danny. He mentioned the whole thing that Disney got planned for their streaming service, and then we was like, well, they're just going to play all the shit that's in their name, even their subsidiary name. And Danny did. You got to realize if they have the rights to show it, also, even if it's their own, even if they're under their own name. Like, put it this way, they'll show Jay and Silent Bob, but they won't show Scream, even though Scream was under that same the same line or something. Actually, no, Scream wasn't. No, Scream was part of what's the name? You know what I'm trying to say. Speaking of drug use, now Chris, you touched it earlier. I love how Craig T. Nelson, who was already a bad guy, by the way, just had Vanity because that's his lovely, lovely black chocolate. Now, let me say something about his black chocolate. Notice that she was light skinned. Anyway,
I'm just saying, Craig.
First of all, that wasn't his black chocolate. Remember, I'm going off of Irish Solid Snake. That was his brown sugar.
That was his brown sugar. Yes, it was. Now, I love the villainous. I love the villain speech he breaks out. He's like, yes, I have a girl's best friend. He breaks out that fucking heroin needle. She's like, oh shit, that's my jam, nigga.
Time, baby.
Look, let's just be real, Vanity. Go ahead, take me to heaven. I'm not gonna remember none of the lame sex you give me. Yo, you know what the best part of the movie though is? To see Nelson in the middle of training with the person he paid not to kick his ass when they're training kung fu.
Look, Al Leong is just sitting back watching this go down. I'm like, so you just gonna let your boy get his ass whipped? Like, okay, cool.
Actually, CJ, he wasn't thinking that at all. He's thinking to himself, man, there's a Snickers bar I could be stealing right now.
I know, right? Dude, that's his face the whole movie. Very just like, I'm just waiting for my time to come.
Like, I'm just waiting till we get to a room and let me find a cash and nigga, it is over.
I mean, and the thing of it is, on top of all that, right? We hit this on there with Vanity and just everywhere. Sharon Stone plays the wife, right? And what was funny
who was actually like the second wife or the third wife,
but like she's sitting there, overhears one of the henchmen about his plan. I like how the henchman looks in the mirror and it's like, oh, I guess I gotta kill the fucking boss's wife. And I'm like, damn, dude, you didn't even get the thumbs up to do that shit before you just decided to fucking think about it. Like,
she hears the henchman. I'm sorry, when they put that camera on that dude, I was like, and here we have Bruce Willis, who looked like he's eaten one too many ham sandwiches.
Actually, side note, that is the henchman.
You ain't shit.
That is the henchman from Darkman that Liam Neeson murks off early in the movie.
I'm sorry, Dark Man, yep. Liam Neeson. Is he chasing black people again? I am done. That man is not a racist. He just had a really, really fucked up race in his life where he said, oh my God, I wanted to kill a black man. I think I need help.
That being
this can't be right.
That being side note, before we continue, me, D, and William, we had a thread where we were saying they should make a Black Bastard movie. That is all.
They should. It'll be the greatest answer, and all you dumbass black people who are going to this crusade calling him a racist will instantly forget about it.
Can I say? Can I also ask now? Why am I ain't shit for what I said?
Oh boy!
I mean, look, am I lying? Man, look like Bruce Willis who ate one too many ham sandwiches.
Oh yeah, he does. That was Bruce Willis's. That was Bruce Willis's call. That was Bruce Willis. You know, Keith.
Not
Keith
Bruce Willis. Keith Willis.
Keith Willis.
Put it this way, this would be Bruce Willis after he was told there'd be no more Die Hard movies.
It's like, no.
Nah, this is Bruce. Actually, let's just be real, guys. That's Bruce Willis present day.
So, best scene in Lego Movie 2, by the way. Just putting that out there.
Nah, I don't think it's the best one. But anyway,
But yeah, she overhears it, and he's already scheming on how to kill her. Craig T. Nelson, he knows that. And what's funny is that morning, it's like he wasn't even subtle about, I'm going to kill you. Hey, why don't you come in the car, and we can drive
So
around.
are you going somewhere, ma'am? Would you like for me to drive you?
He couldn't even be subtle about it. Most villains are subtle
I'm
about
here
it.
to take you to your death. I'm in nation.
Given his presence and the way that he just came at her with that whole, are you going somewhere, ma'am? Like, would you like for me to drive you somewhere? I want him to just go ahead and channel his inner Fisk and say, when I was a boy.
And dude, what made it even more funny is just all of a sudden, bam, Action Jackson's up front. Hey, black man, can you take me somewhere? Please.
Black shows up,
That
right?
was the only thing that was missing from it. Now, I know what you're saying to yourself. Now, I know Vanity got naked. But did Sharon Stone? You goddamn right she did.
Yes, she did.
Oh, come on, man. This was 1988 Sharon Stone.
Oh, yeah. That's the first thing she before she signed that waiver from Joel Silver. Wait, Joel, do I get to show my breast in this? Oh, fucking yeah. Also, I want blood on those titties.
This is a prelude. This is ironically, you say all this and stuff. This is kind of like a prelude to Basic Instinct when she just went ham.
Nah,
yeah.
Basic Instinct to this day is one of the most overhyped movies of all time. Just because she showed a pussy. That's like the only reason I knows anything about that average as hell movie. Okay.
I was gonna say that sequel was average as fuck, but you're right.
That sequel was terrible to me.
Hold on. There was a famous look. We had the famous leg crossing scene, and then we had probably one of the most immediately shot sex scenes with her and Michael Douglas.
Yeah, man, because Michael Douglas was so fucking hot. And Sharon Stone was awesome.
All I'm saying is, I'm just still wondering to this day. Look, we were all little kids, but I can't imagine how a teenager can look at. I'm not trying to knock Vanity, but it's like at some point, are we really sitting up there saying, "Man, I love Vanity's titties"?
Yeah. Look. I know I make fun of some women there. I know I make fun of women that got small breasts, but sometimes, hey, girl, pop that little mint in my mouth. Like, it's all right. What I'm saying is, ladies that are listening to this are automatically putting your head, take it off, and be proud of what your body is. If you got a big titty, be proud of it. If it's small, be proud of it. If one is bigger than the other, guess what? You normal, girl. If you just got a straight up boy chest, I don't know how you do it. I really don't know how you do it.
Make it work.
I'm sorry. I know there's like a slit down there, but how are you a woman and you have like nothing? I don't know how that's done. Like what happened? What happened, man? Anyway, but besides all that, be proud of what you got.
Hey, but you know what though? Like I said, don't be talking cash shit. It's just ironic that it's like Craig T. Nelson just picked that chick, and it's like, huh? Anybody?
Well, you got look, two things. It's not my wife. Number two, I have just talk shit about Vanity, but I'm just going to be real. I'm just going to be a pig about it. Bam podcast. Listen to everybody. I bet that pussy's good.
I probably will.
I'm just going to throw it out there now.
Especially when it especially
movie version of Vanity.
Wait, D. Especially when it's laced with heroin.
God damn.
Earth, get out of my face. All right, because that might be true.
I'm laughing at the fact that Eric did this shit like he actually experienced that. Like, oh man, heroin pussy, ridiculous.
Ridiculous. Look, I can imagine. Look, you can you just imagine Eris with whatever girl he's with, and he's high on heroin. He's like slow stroking her, and all of a sudden Eris is right in the middle of it. I want to be free. I can imagine you singing that in the middle of sex, and the girl's like, "What are you talking about? I want to be free, child."
Shoot.
Thank you, Chris. Look, hey, Eris, let's just be fair. Let's just be very fair. If it's Chris, you know he's singing a DeBarge song. Let's just be really honest.
I know. I mean, hey, you know me very well, D, because I am singing a DeBarge song. Which DeBarge song? I don't know.
Stop singing that song, Chris. You ruining everything.
You shut your face, you black bastard.
No, here's you shut your fucking mouth, okay? You shut your whore mouth.
You say my DeBarge. Now here's the thing too.
Think of my fucking DeBarge, nigga.
It is tell too. People forget. Hey, Carl Weathers was part of those action people in the 80s that was cut like shit. Like Sylvester Stallone didn't have shit on fucking Carl Weathers, man. I'm sorry. That's just me.
Carl Weathers was one of the few black men, a solid ass mustache, a solid ass natural high top fade, whatever he had, in the muscle, in the fucking ab game, untouchable.
And an actual 6-pack, not a 2-pack, a 6-pack.
Actually, CJ, I'm gonna have to disagree with you because this was '88, and Rambo came out in '88, and good God, Stallone.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Stallone
No. See, this is what
Rambo 3.
I agree with Eris because that
Rambo 3.
Because the scene where he was inside, you know, when he shot up the whole place. Them abs, nigga.
No, see, that's No, first of all, you think of Rambo 2. I'm talking about Rambo 3. Rambo 2 was 85. 88 was Rambo 3. And nigga, the part where he had to cauterize that wound that he took to his abdomen.
Right.
Right there, I was like, yo, Stallone and the ghost of Apollo Creed fighting each other, that would have been something.
I mean, I gotta be honest with you though, it is Black History Month, so I have to say that your thing is negated. Just saying, just putting that out there.
And look, what? Wow.
My blackness will not allow truth to come into the fold.
Hey, Eris, that's your debate, that nigga. That is your debate. I'm not in this. That is your debate, nigga.
I'm like, hey D, check out Conrad over here.
No, we need a new one. Hey, Cooper. Hey, I'm sorry. Is Cooper talking about Black History Month? Cooper.
Yeah. Cooper.
I'm being honest with you. Let me be honest with you. Cooper that will always be a white people's name. I don't know how black people can read that, man. That is white people's name.
Make it a last name. Make it a last name.
Like the only one I like to see black people start using more like a last name as a first name, Jackson. I think we can fuck that up. I think we can fuck that shit up, man. Yeah. There's a whole lot of black boys named and white people are like, oh my gosh, do you think that? I thought his name was like Deshaun or something. It's Jackson? Wow. Thought your name was like Rollo. Look, let me make this very clear. White people, what have you ever met that had the name Rollo? Why?
That wasn't from the Boondocks.
That wasn't from Sanford and Son. How do white people think Rollo is a real black name? Now, I know that one black person. Yeah, I know that's your uncle's name. I'm trying to make a fucking. The point is, what black person do you really know named Rollo? Also, what other black person do you know named like LaQuisha? You don't know a LaQuisha. So why do you think we will have that name? Oh, LaQuisha is actually a pretty name if the girls right. But anyway.
The point. So here's the thing, right? Carl Weathers throughout this whole movie, he's much as us guys were getting the titties and shit from Sharon Stone and Vanity, the ladies got their shit with fucking Carl Weathers because he's shirtless a good too.
Oh man. Actually, we're not done, Chris. I don't know about y'all, but I want to sleep with that hairdresser that knew everything.
Oh man, she was smoking a J and fucking spilling the tea.
Oh, yo, that big bitch. She's like, first off, you need to know that Mr. Delaplane. I was like, man. Look, when she started talking, here's me. That's a woman that know how to suck dick. I'm just being real. I know she know what she doing. Hey, she gonna kill you down, nigga.
Yo, she's on the edge of bougie, but not really bougie.
I know, right?
What's the way she talks?
Look, Chris, she only talks that way because she went to a black college for 2 years, but she was in a fraternity. She was in a sorority, so she.
Just clearly, there's So
clearly she's an AKA. Speaking of which, Chris, I know this is probably going to get us banned, but somebody said this. I didn't say this. Somebody said this. I said AKAs are nothing but girls who are going to get cheated on by their husbands when they hit 40. I fucking died.
I'd like to point out the fact that you won't hear any dude say this, in real life to avoid being lynched by women, but a lot of them would be like, they're right.
Dude, I heard that. I died. Now, I know what you're probably saying. Fuck 3 Black Geeks. First off, you should have been said that shit. Come on.
Second off, none of us are in a fraternity, so it's fair game.
Yeah. Like, come on, dog. I'm not in the fraternity. Real talk. D doesn't want to go to college, okay? I barely want to learn anything for the rest of my life.
No, you specify that, D. Just say, hey, I want to say PG. Go Owls!
Let's go! Whoa! Hoop, nigga.
Hey, man, at least you have a school that has a fucking mascot. I got shit for a fucking mascot.
Yes, y'all do. Y'all just gotta. Yes, y'all do. It's just like all it is a old Windows XP computer.
You know what it is? It's the icon. You know what it is? It's the icon for Windows Me. That's our fucking damn mascot.
The character that be in Word, the paper, the Word
paperclip. So the point is, that hairdresser, she was like the fucking Huggy Lowdown of the movie, basically.
What is she, man? She was just you mean the Huggy Lowdown? Awesome. Her being Huggy Bear, the Huggy Bear.
Huggy Bear. I want to say Huggy Lowdown. Yeah, Huggy Bear.
Everything. I think what happened was, what I really think what happened was in the writing of it was like, oh shit, somebody got to know all this information.
Exposition.
It's like we need somebody to spill all the fucking tea, and she did, bro.
Oh, it was an eye opener because he needed to get that information, and it's just like, okay, well there you go, guys. Got all the information.
I'm actually surprised. I get that his legend is like tremendous and shit, but it's like everybody's gonna help out Jericho Jackson, man. You trying to fuck with this nigga because he got fucking range.
Dude, she was female Drebin. Basically, whenever Drebin was explained to fucking the
that is some Drebin.
How would you love that? How would you love that shit in Metal Gear? So it seems that you killed another one. It's time for a little story. What if I told you that this girl was by a Scandinavian town and everybody ate fish of a certain breed? One day.
Can I be honest with you, D? I would love that, and it'd be voiced by Cree Summer.
You're alive, bro.
Hand claps.
Thank you.
Claps, nigga. Hand claps.
But here's the thing: after she does that, what we get if you want to talk about the finale of this movie, right? Just number one, he's head of the fucking auto union, right? So they put was that like the Porsche? Was not the Porsche, Ferrari that was out there, red Ferrari.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. First of all, the car that they were showing off through the little commercial, that Haley was really nothing more than a damn Testarossa rebadged.
Yeah. Now,
I was going to say that kind of reminded me of it just for a lesser, a lesser car. It reminded me of not the old Eclipses, but it was one of the cars that Mitsubishi made before they called it an Eclipse. That's what it reminded me of.
What, 3000
But you're right,
GT?
that was a Testarossa. You were right, that was a Testarossa, bro.
Yeah. And the thing of it is, before we get to the finale, I just love how...
Amazing. Which is fucking amazing.
Oh, it's amazing. We have to talk about how Jackson fights the quote-unquote the Invisible Men. This is the name of the fucking ninja group and stuff, the Invisible Men. And just how the fact that Delplane's basically, hey, I'm going to kill you, get one of these people to fake as you, kill the head of the union, and then put your body there because you didn't make your getaway.
It's a bit long-winded.
So I'm like,
it's a bit convoluted, but it makes sense.
Yeah, it's like, okay, all right, cool. But then it's like, once Jackson escapes, I'm like, hey, those Invisible Men is going to die. And he does end up taking...
like way easily. Like you think it would have been harder for him, but then again, they have already built up Action Jackson to be motherfucking Shaft on steroids.
He took out 3 of them with a grenade launcher. To be fair, so it's like, all right, well,
that was actually, I forgot the line he used. I forgot the line he used.
Oh no, he said barbecue, huh? Hypes.
Oh God!
Course, look, black.
And the only thing I don't like about it is, and this is against Carl Weathers. Carl Weathers has this problem that fucking Michael John White had at one point, where he said, but it's like, nigga, you said that with too much happiness in your voice.
Dude. Yo, Michael John White had that moment in Falcon Rising. He was delivering. I don't know if you guys seen that movie, right? Have y'all seen that movie?
I have.
I've seen Falcon Rising.
Yeah. Same time in that movie where I'm like, you're having too much fun with this, with Mike. Like, I can't buy your little one-liner on this one, man. It's like, nah.
He had a one-liner in Undisputed 2 where I was like, so nobody's gonna redo that. You thought that was a good take that Michael just did. Nobody. All right, the fight already started. Okay.
Direct to DVD. So,
and you also know another staple of 80s action movies when the main character / hero has to rock a red shirt and blue jeans.
Man, listen.
That felt like an 80s thing, didn't it, man? And the shirt,
red polo shirt too. Red polo shirt.
Because you want to know who else rocked that shit? Fucking Dolph Lundgren in Joshua Town.
I feel like Norris did too.
Yeah, didn't Arnold have that shit going on in Predator at the beginning?
No, Arnold got that look in Last Action Hero.
No, I could have sworn in the beginning of Predator when they had the civilian stuff on and he did Carl Weathers.
Oh yeah, you're right.
You're right.
He had the red shirt.
The famous flex handshake.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, the greatest, like the manliest handshake in the world.
Washington has you pushing pencils, huh? Dylan, how are you? So the finale is, of course, Dubplane because he's the bad guy. They don't just have his little union party place downtown. No. We have it at his mansion to really up the ante on the destruction. Right?
And that's the thing that got me. The second I realized that they were at a house, and it was so funny that they knew something was up. Like right as the guys I'm talking about, Jackson was outside. You had this one woman say, "There's nowhere to park," and I was like, "You already fucked up. You have it at your own ground, nigga. You're at your own house, nigga. This ass whooping was for you."
Oh man, I mean, and here's the thing too. We did mention also Jackson's partner, Carterwell.
Yeah.
Basically, Mr. I'm Columbo, but I'm not Columbo. Basically.
Yeah.
And he's also up during this whole like chaos at the mansion and shit. Like they're killing the rest of the other Invisible Men, which I'm like, if you're the Invisible Men, you guys are getting picked off pretty quick versus your other comrades here. I mean, I know Jackson is he's Mr. fucking Captain.
I mean, at this point, I think what happened was at this point they were just the leftovers, and there was no sub boss among none of them. So,
and then, here's the funny part too, is that fucking Mr. Big. Not fucking Michael Clark gets fucking nixed by the fucking damn Ferrari, which is hilarious.
And you know what? I love how that motherfucker. I love how this motherfucker had the goddamn nerve. Like early in the movie, it was so. Not early but the fact that him and Jackson break down these niggas like nothing. Like nothing. I was, at this point, I think if you're black, you're cheering like a motherfucker. So so Craig T. Nelson's gone. How's this nigga Jackson gonna get up to him? Well, by doing the most silliest thing ever, because let's just be honest with you, nothing in this movie is beyond silly. This nigga hops in the head and drives down the fucking hallway of a house.
Kills the bodyguard, backs that shit, just I'm like, well.
And hold on, the best part about it, he's saying the slogan of the hot, hotter, hottest.
Now here's the thing.
Why?
I laugh at this culminating in the most funniest fight ever between Craig T. Nelson and Carl Weathers.
Yeah, now let's just make it very clear. You said Craig T. Nelson and Carl Weathers. If I just said that to you in any other capacity, you're like, oh, Carl Weathers is going to win. Get a hand touched on him. Well, about that.
Delta Flame puts hands on Carl Weathers, and you're just sitting up there like, now I know this is a work of fiction at this point.
You ain't lying, bro.
I mean, so it's like he beats it. They both fight to the point to where all of a sudden Jackson goes into Super Cena mode on some, now you just pissed me off. And then all of a sudden starts to kick the shit out of him.
Because right before that, Craig T. Nelson is getting all these kicks here, right? All of a sudden, he's just like,
by the way.
He stands up. What you say?
As in stunt double doing all the kicks.
Well, of course.
Oh, man.
Yo, I like how this motherfucker just sit. He just sit like you said. He just stayed. He's like, now you make me angry. Yo, what did he do before then? But no, what makes it so bad?
See, before he was just mildly irritated.
He's just building a meter. That's all he was doing.
He was building meter.
The best part about the whole fight was the meeting, because they're sitting there and they're circling each other, and Craig T. Nelson's doing the Bruce Lee come on, right?
Yeah.
And because if you're a black man bigger than Craig T. Nelson, you're thinking to yourself, nigga, you ain't gonna do nothing. This motherfucker throws the quick side kick, and Carl just, oh shit. He almost catching this nigga, man. I died laughing.
Oh, Jesus Christ, man. But
you know the greatest thing that we have not talked about? The Nelson roundhouse kick is one of the greatest things. Because that's what pissed him off. Because he misses the first time, misses the second time. The third one catches this nigga flush. You just see Jackson flying back onto the car.
You know, I pissed him off.
Like 3 more times. And finally, that nigga got him like, yo, fuck you. Super Cena mode. Now you're gonna piss me off.
Dude, you know why? You know why, though? Because, internally in his head, he was like, this McDojo motherfucker just actually kicked me.
McDojo.
That's like that wrong. He kicks him. No, when he catches him the first time, he catches him 2 more times, and then in the third time, he goes head first through the window, and Delaplane thinking that he wants to do little weak ass elbow drops, and this nigga just muscles out the shit. Turn around, now you done made me mad. I'm like, oh shit.
Hey,
that pissed me off. Everything he threw at him got blocked.
now here's the thing too. They get into a bit of a shootout because, of course, it leads to that. Because you can't just have the fight just between those two ends with that.
It wasn't a shootout. It was one shot, nigga.
Oh, yeah. I mean, hey, look. They exchange fire and it kills him.
They exchange fire. All you saw was Craig T. Nelson grab the gun, and before he had a chance to do anything, boom!
I have to say exchange fire because in honor of Black History Month, if it was a white person, he has a gun. He was armed. He was covered.
Chris.
Hey, wait. Hey, CJ.
A white man.
Hey, CJ.
What is more? What is more Black History?
Hey, CJ. Going off of what you just said, it's like, oh, it's a black man. He's got a gun. The sad synth wave.
So all of a sudden he kills Delaplane, and then Bill Duke arrives. Jackson, I want a full report in the morning. And then he calls him lieutenant. That's his way of saying he gets lieutenant, to which I'm like, there's a lot of paperwork involved to bring him back to lieutenant, don't you? Just FYI.
And I just, no, but when he said that, Biff was like, lieutenant?
What?
He earned back his stripes.
And it was at this point that Biff Tannen became Governor Tanner.
Governor Tanner.
Governor Tannen.
Well,
now,
technically,
I will say this. In my opinion, that version of Biff we see, that was Biff moving out of Hill Valley, saying, you know what? I'm gonna become a cop. Let me just go to the worst city of all to become a cop.
Oh man, you know what? I love Thomas F. Wilson, by the way, because he's like funny as shit in Legends of Tomorrow, man. He is fucking hilarious.
He's great. He's great in Legends, man. But no, the thing that gets me also was the very end where he gets Vanity, and they both, hug, share a kiss, right? And I'm sitting there. She will be found 3 weeks later dead in her dressing room.
Hey, oh, no, D. She says she's going cold turkey.
Yeah, cold turkey and right back to that needle. Let's just be real, dog. It's the 80s.
You're going dark like shit in this fucking movie, aren't you?
What you say?
You're going real dark with this ending, aren't you?
Come on, dude. We had Carl Weathers do a fucking front flip over a car. I think I'm fine.
I mean, he did tell Vanity, "Can I have you sooner?" So maybe you are right. Maybe he kind of saw the future that, hey, shit, I gotta fuck her now before she fucking
Hey, bro, I gotta get it in before it's too late.
Carl, you already messed that up when he was laying on that hotel bed and said, "Hey, look, here's your chance. You want to fuck?"
Hey, Carl is a no. Action Jackson is a man of code and honor. He is not going to mess with a chick that's clearly on drugs. All right, come on.
Now,
he won't. But I'm just saying that the opportunity was at hand.
Hey, Eris. Now, Dylan would have fucked the shit out of her.
Exactly.
Oh, absolutely, Dylan would have done it.
Action Jackson, he is the man.
Which I'm surprised. I'm surprised he didn't let the peen slip when he was carrying Little Miss Guatemala with her through the damn jungles of predators.
I'm so mad. You said peen.
I mean, look.
He's like, look, I'm gonna let you touch. Look, I'll let you touch the tip.
You know what's funny? There's two things about this movie. One. Carl Weathers actually pitched this to Joel Silver on the set of Predator.
He did. And in fact,
all right, hold on. Let me get this fucking straight, man. So his name is what? Action Jackson. Oh my fucking god! All right. This is what I need you to do. You want to take this bumper coat? Nah, I gotta do a scene. All right. After you're done, talk to my man. We can get it done. Yeah, fucking right. Oh god, where's the coke?
Now check this out. So tell me why in 1990. Carl Weathers did a movie called Dangerous Passion, which is also another action movie, but when it was released in Germany, it was called Action Jackson 2.
They were fiending for some Action Jackson 2, to which I'm looking at Warner Brothers like, man, you guys fucked up on this, man.
They fucked up. Y'all could have had something going. You could have made, real talk. You could have made Carl Weathers, another big action star. You could have did Black People a solid. Yes, you did Black People a solid for us by giving all. But come on, he could have been Mr. One Man Army, Mr. Not a Bullet Touches Me throughout this entire movie. We could have had that with Carl Weathers.
Really, Warner Brothers. What did you do the following year that was bigger than that? Oh, you did Malcolm X.
Wait, D, hold on. It wasn't just that. What did you do that following year that was so big? Oh, you did Malcolm X. Oh, you did Batman. Oh, you did this movie.
Carry on.
Carry on. Look, and Chris. Guys, look. It's not like Denzel got nominated. He did, didn't he?
Son of a bitch.
Well, look. Spike Lee didn't get noticed. He did get noticed more, and people say he got robbed.
It's not like Tim Burton got. Oh yeah, he did.
Hey, Chris, I got you. Batman versus Superman was stupid. Yeah, fuck WB. Yeah, got him.
Man, you say Batman versus Superman was stupid. Then you throw down a smoke pellet and run away with a spinning chair.
I know, right?
No, you don't. You throw it down, you got the spinning chair. Hold on. All they see is you running away down the hallway. You trip and fall one more time, and then make it to the elevator.
Hey, can I also point out that Carl Weathers was battling Sidney Poitier and Tom Berenger opening weekend?
What did Sidney?
Shoot to Kill.
Shoot to
Kill. Underrated. That's actually a really good movie too.
Wow.
Yeah. Shoot to Kill. They both kind of tied opening weekend. Actually, they were only. I think Action Jackson missed second place by $100 million, but they both came out opening weekend. They couldn't beat out Robin Williams though, because Good Morning Vietnam was fucking murdering shit in the fucking 80s.
But you know what? We talked about this before, and I'm actually kind of mad. I don't hear this on the Jason's Lyric movie review that we did. I think again, this is one of those examples where, and we talked about this actually on Booty Call before, that if this was white people, it would have murdered.
Oh yeah.
Let's just be real. This is and just by seeing that this got a 6 on Rotten Tomatoes, and granted, Rotten Tomatoes don't like nothing that's fun. especially if it's 80s and 90s. They don't like nothing that's fun. But that being said, if this was, I can tell you without a doubt, this movie would have killed if it was Arnold or fucking Stallone. We look just by the setup. The setup is simple. The action is great, and
Actually,
I mean, you can really say that sucked.
You know what, D? I'll go even further. If it was Arnold, Stallone, and to another extent Van Damme, this was 89.
88.
80. Bloodsport.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Kickboxer.
No, actually, you know what, guys? To a lesser extent. You know what, Chris, Harris? I will say no to a Van Damme, but I will raise you an action Trump.
Ooh, yeah, you're right.
If this was the Gaul, this would be seen in the same way we see Above the Law. Oh my God, it's a really good movie, guys. You can't be shitting on it because it's still because I know you don't like Seagal, but guess what? It's really, really good. And Joe Rogan beats up. I mean that shit.
Side note, can we also say this is the second time we have a NFL player in a movie? Because Carl Weathers was an Oakland Raider.
Yeah, that don't count.
It doesn't count. It doesn't count.
I look. It's on the same. Fred Williamson being being an ex-football player. I mean, yeah, but he wasn't Jim Brown.
Okay, yeah, true.
I'm about to say both him and Jim Brown.
Yeah, that's true.
Like Jim Brown. Yeah, come on, that's fucking Jim Brown.
Yeah,
I don't like. We are fuck what you think about him as a man. Fuck what you think about his politics or whatever the fuck he do. He was a monster football player. Fred Williamson had a couple good seasons. Carl Weathers, I'm just going to be real with Carl. I don't think that nigga started.
I think it's just the fact that it's like, oh, you play for the San Diego State Aztecs.
Well, I'm sorry. You play for?
San Diego State Aztecs.
That's what I'm saying. Did he play football?
Yeah, no, he played football. Yeah, he actually did play football for him.
Yeah, like I said, that nigga didn't start.
It's like he played, went undrafted, and if I remember correctly, Oakland Raiders signed him as a free agent, but he only did like 1 year, got injured, and then tried to play Canadian football, and I guess he was like, fuck it, I'm just going to go in there and just act.
That happens, though. That happens. But still, that nigga ain't start.
but that's the thing. It's amazing, too, also, is that this movie was birthed from Carl Weathers' love for Blaxploitation. Because I remember them doing an interview.
You can see a lot of that.
Yeah, and
you can see a lot of that in this movie.
Yeah, and that was the thing, because I remember an interview where he was like, Action Jackson was birthed from like his love for Blaxploitation films, and he wanted to kind of bring that kind of sensibilities to the 80s with Action Jackson. So
I think it's kind of funny that we're still trying to. I think black people are shy from trying to do anything in that vein of Blaxploitation, of trying to have this super cop that is seen above. Like the reason why I don't like the new Shaft coming out, because I think it's going to be trash. But the reason why I'm not a big fan of it, because it's just retreading something that we are. When we can make something new to be just that over the top, just that pro-black, and just that action-packed way you can love it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel that we run away from that shit because we don't want to be called it. We don't want it to become a black thing or whatever like that. And I think,
but you definitely need it.
That shit.
Yeah, and I think that's probably why I like doing these black action movies, because again, I still go back to when we did Truck Turner. I miss those kind of movies. I fucking miss it, because it's like, yo, can we get like without? Like, I'm not saying you can't have fun, but it's just like, yo, can I just get a movie that's all action, and if it is comedy, it's like not specifically comedy, it's just comedy because it's just so ridiculous, you know?
Yeah, I think what it is that we never got a chance to really have like that for ourselves. Action Jackson is one of the very few that we got like that in the 90s. And the only thing that we got close to being considered Blaxploitation, but when you look at the movie, the way it's set up, and it is more buddy cop, that's Bad Boys. But Bad Boys had the same setup, but it's always not a pure white person. It's always like a Spanish. Like the first time was a Spanish person, the other time was a Frenchman. I mean, why can't it be?
I think
like it can't be a white dude from Alabama that got money.
The closest we got, and I mean, maybe we might touch on the movie, is when Keenan Ivory Wayans did that movie when John Voight was like the military commander and shit. It's the closest you're gonna get.
Yeah,
what movie was that? No,
I think it was Most Wanted. Most Wanted. It was Most Wanted, and Keenan Ivory Wayans got framed by John Voight, and John Voight he was full tilt in his southern accent as a fucking general.
John Voight, you know what? I think that was another movie that we talked about and just never did it.
Yeah.
That's another one. We just got to add.
And I give Keanu Ivory Wayans the fact that he was trying to bring. I mean, I know we did Low Down Dirty Shame, fun movie, but I think like when Keanu Ivory was doing Glimmer Man and also like Most Wanted, he was trying to get to that like black action type movies and stuff with a black lead character and stuff. And it's like, I want that back. I mean, I think even David Walker himself was. I think it was 2 years ago. He was ranting on Twitter about like, yo, we haven't really had like any sort of like pure black action movies. And he literally was asking people like, yo, name me an actual, when was the last time we got a legit action movie? And I was thinking back, and I think I responded like, yo, the last one we got was like, I think I did post out like Most Wanted, and he favored it. It was like, yeah, that's like the last one, really. I mean, Bad Boys, you know, I guess you could say that, but even then, it's comedy, buddy comedy-esque.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
it's buddy cop.
Yeah, Bad Boys was definitely more of a buddy cop movie than anything else.
It is a buddy cop movie. It's not Blaxploitation. And it's kind of funny. I got into this argument with my father-in-law. He was talking about Belly was like Blaxploitation. I'm like, it had the elements of it, but it wasn't like
pure.
I would say it wasn't pure Blaxploitation. It's around that because, you know, you can say that Superfly wasn't an action movie. It wasn't. Not at all.
That remake sure as shit was trying to be all action though.
Oh, it was. It was trying, but it wasn't. Like, but you'll see people say, you know, it's still black. I think if of upstanding black person versus the evil white man, that's all you really need. But what we find out is that you need more than that. And on top of that, I think a lot of people don't want. I think a lot of black filmmakers need money in that. That's really another thing that's kind of weird. I just don't think, because if it was a market that we can do, come on, you know, black folk, man, we'll do that shit to death. Oh, yeah. Like, I'm already surprised there's not 58 clones of Black Panther movies out right now. I'm shocked, actually.
So just you wait.
Oh, you know, next year, like here, there he is, the Black Tiger. I'm like, okay, they're not even gonna be clever with this shit. Black Lion, Black Tiger.
Actually, don't sell yourself too short, because I guarantee you that India has already beaten you to it.
Oh no! I got one for you, Chris. This one's gonna be good. It's gonna be done by a silent, the Panther. It is going to be starring like some black person you remember, like Mel Jackson is the Panther.
Oh my god, man.
Bill Bellamy is Black Tiger.
AD, Bill Bellamy. Now, there's a name I haven't heard in a while.
Oh my god. Speaking of, if you want to talk about it here in a while, it was lunchtime, and all of a sudden I heard Love to Love You come on. I'm like, is that Magoo? Magoo? Is that you?
You say that, D, and all of a sudden you're hanging out in Waldorf and we see Magoo walking around St. Charles Mall and shit.
No, you look, you give Magoo way too much credit. You know that nigga's stuck in motherfucking Hampton. He can't go nowhere.
He's stuck in Hampton. Goddamn, you haven't. Like you never left Virginia Beach at all.
You travel the world, man. You travel the world, man. Yeah, I just want to stay here. Still got that voice too, huh?
It's like, Q-Tip, is that you? No.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that is our show for this week. Next week, we are going to do that, oh my God, I've been wanting to do for a long time. I want to talk about Mario Van Peebles.
We love you, man.
And I said, what did he do that was action-packed? He did do an action movie called Solo. Nobody talks about this movie. Is it because it's really bad? Or is it because it's a gem that white people said, we cannot give this nigger no time on television? It's one of the two, because it's got to be one of the two. Next week, everybody, Solo. And remember, stay black. And if you're white, you're black only for this month. Anyway.
Peace out, y'all.
We done.